All right, we're live.
Hey, everybody, this is a comic book look, and we are here to give you the hottest comic book news and the funnest comic book games. I got the best people with me right now, the best people. There's nobody any better than these guys right here. The first one, right across from me, is Mr. John on Demand. He knows everything, but he's not pretentious about it. He'll be quiet about it. He still knows everything though. And then we have Mark C. Shelton right there wearing the baddest X-Men shirt there ever will be. I kind of jealous. I want one myself.
That's right.
So welcome all to the show. We have a 1-minute warm-up. We have here, right here, the now I can't even remember the actual name of it.
Minute to win it.
Minute to win it. There we go.
1 minute warm up. Woo.
There we go. 1-minute warm-up is what I'm going to call it.
We're gonna make those bootleg shirts. I promise you.
So I'm gonna have, Mark, I haven't seen you do a 1-minute warm-up.
I don't know if y'all can hear me, but you just froze. I think you were about to give me the one.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. You are the if you are ready and able.
Yes, you froze up on me. All right, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Crystal clear.
Cool. All right, cool, guys. It's a new Comic Book Wednesday. I'm glad everybody's here. Lots of cool stuff going on in the comic book world. Lots of great comics dropping. I got to get caught up on the Marvel Universe stuff. I'm really behind on all the Disney Plus stuff. I've not seen Madam Web, not even close to being ready to watch that. I really got to get caught up because I want to see this new Deadpool and Wolverine movie. You got the X-Men 97 cartoon dropping really soon. Do you know when that drops, John? Exactly?
March 20th. Not that I'm counting.
Oh. I can jump into that because I have seen every episode of the 90s X-Men cartoon, so I'm super stoked and looking forward to that. Definitely going to watch that on March 20th. Really stoked for that. Not really been reading a lot of X-Men comics though, but like I said, I know the continuity of that show pretty well, so looking forward to that. Other than that, just living my best life. Hope everybody's safe and doing well in South Dakota. How's the weather out there? Y'all still getting cold weather?
It's beautiful.
Oh, good.
Balmy.
It's like 40 degrees. I love every bit of it.
Cool.
I'm gonna walk to work tomorrow.
Heck yeah, wear shorts.
Yeah, probably not, but I'm not that crazy.
Wanted to jump in really quick here. Catch up on these comments. We have a couple of early birds catching the flight with us. Chad's checking in, saying, "What up?" And we say, "What up to you?" And straight from YouTube, StarCraft 2 sensation. You can catch him on stream. Amazing gentleman. And I still have, oh my God, there's so much stuff in here. This holds like all my stuff, but I have the mug. I designed this logo for his stream, and he sent me a coffee mug. So it is proudly on my desk. And Sonny D just got way cooler because he just said March 20th marked on the calendar. My man. So that is amazing. Blair is checking in with us saying, "Hey guys," and good evening to you, Blair. Thank you so much for tuning in. And finally, hot take: Madam Web was.
That's not a hot take.
Do not waste that money.
No,
Vote with
right.
those dollars. We always say that here in a comic book look.
That is where I have to disagree, Chad. I saw that movie.
What?
Yes.
We haven't even opened the show yet. This is atrocious.
I loved every bit of that train wreck.
Because of how bad it was?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, it is
Beautiful
on
tragedy.
It is on the level of Birdemic and The Room for bad movie. And I can't wait to buy the Blu-ray. I won't get into the details because I think that movie is a trash fire, but it's a trash fire needing to be seen. But it is, man, I would see it again. I was so entertained by that crap. But yeah, that's my
shout out to Madam Web.
Yeah, shout out to Madam Web. Shout out to Dakota Johnson.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had a little game plan for these gentlemen here, and they politely agreed to do it with me here. It's I don't know what we would call it. Do you guys have a fun little name for it, you think? Like Indie Switch Up, maybe, or something like that?
Yeah.
We'll go with Indie Switch Up till... Yeah. How about people in the comments? You name the show after you've done it. How about that? So what I had an idea was we take... one of us is going to give, say, an independent character from like Dark Horse, Image or a Boom or whatever it may be, and we have to take that, and the guy to the art that we gesture it towards is going to say if they would rather, if they'd fit better in the Marvel or DC universe, one of the big two, and why. So for an example, like I would say, where does Invincible fit better in? And I would say Marvel, because he kind of fits that more dark Superman thing. They kind of do a little bit with Sentry and Hyperion. It would fit a little bit more than the DC version, I think. Do you guys agree or no?
I think so. He's kind of more like a household name. He kind of has that essence of a Marvel character.
Yeah.
And
he hung out with Spider-Man in a one-shot.
He did. He did.
That works.
So yeah, that I would say that would be like my take, but like others can have another take. So like I would just think I'm going to send it to Johnny first to see how for his character, and his character will be Zorro.
Who?
Zorro.
I'm totally kidding. I wanted to see.
Mostly because the second issue of Zorro came out, and I love that series. So we're doing Zorro.
Hey, all right. Yeah. Where would he best fit? You know, I gotta say that DC's street level, in my opinion, has a little bit more depth to it. And I know that Marvel has a lot of things, you know, on the TV and stuff like that, but I'm looking at the books, right? And for me, I feel like the street level in DC definitely has some really cool presence to it, where Zorro would fit in really well there and have some cool, compelling stories.
Oh yeah, I'd read the crap out of that. Yeah, imagine like what's his name? Hellcat. What's his name? Hellcat. He's the boxer who trained Black Canary.
Oh,
Wildcat.
Yeah.
Imagine if Wildcat and Zorro teamed up. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Like one with fists, one's with his rapier. It'd be dope.
And as much as I love Marvel, I got to give it to DC on that one, just because that's that Zorro vibe.
So now, John, you'd throw one Mark's way.
Well, okay. So I have a thought here. This has maybe already kind of intersected, but I love me some Power Rangers, so I gotta lift up the Green Power Ranger. Mark, Marvel or DC?
Oh, that's a good take. I didn't think about that.
I know zero about Power Rangers, but I will do my best here. Green Power Ranger, did he not come to Rainbow?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
To me, of course, like I said, I've watched barely any Power Rangers, but to me, they strike me as more like your prestigious, infamous household name. Not that DC, obviously Batman is a household name, but something about Marvel, and maybe it's just the MCU and the time we're living in, but that just seems like your families are all going to go see Marvel movies, and that just kind of, the Power Rangers kind of fits in with that vibe. So I would definitely see a Green Ranger fitting in with Marvel Universe. As far as like characters I could see him teaming up with, I think it'd be dope to see like a Green Power Ranger and Deadpool teaming up together. I think
that would be pretty cool.
Would be awesome.
They would have some fun dialogue, that's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could totally see that. I could also see, and of course Deadpool being an X-Men, but I could definitely see the Power Rangers and X-Men having
a little crossover.
I think that crossover happened.
Yeah.
Let's see X-Men Power Rangers. Let's go.
Mutants.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I love that.
Morphin Mutants.
Mighty Morphin Mutants.
Mighty Morphin Mutants.
Yeah,
I would think Marvel too. Marvel would be more fitting, I think. I think Marvel gives a little bit more leeway to the characters of that. And then he can progress into the White Ranger. That's right. All right, Mark, you throw me one then.
Oh, let's see here, man. How about Kick-Ass? Where do you think he would fit?
Oh my god.
Ooh.
I got an idea. He'd go to DC, and he would go to DC and be part of like one of those disposable heroes, like Dog Welder.
Yeah,
and like he'd be a part of that weird like he'd be a Doom Patrol member. Like he'd be like a weird, goofy character that like he can probably keep all of his like. Haven't read a lot of Kick-Ass, I will say that. So I don't know.
Seen the movies even.
Yeah. I know that he has no pain. That's what he does. Like, that's his whole thing, right?
He's just a regular guy. He feels pain. He just takes it.
He just takes.
I thought he was like painless.
He has no superpowers. He just
No.
chose to be a vigilante
Yeah.
because he just wanted to be a good person.
So he didn't have like severe nerve damage that cut off all his pain.
Unless that got added later, but to my knowledge,
Initially,
he does
no.
take a lot of damage, but he just
Maybe I
takes
just
it.
pulled that out of my brain somewhere. I don't know.
He has no healing factor. Like he
Yeah.
heals like we would if we just chose to go fight crime as a vigilante.
Yeah.
I would see him as like kind of a Doom Patrol member. You know,
Oh, yeah.
somebody who's just kind of like a little nuts.
Yeah.
You know, like they like that there. You know, it's like that'd be he'd get along there with that family, I think, pretty well.
Mhm.
Like him and Robot Man and him and Negative Man, like they're all just like, so what are we doing some superhero on the day? It's like, maybe we will, or maybe we'll just go get takeout.
Yeah.
I could see that happening in like Doom Patrol, maybe. So yeah, I would say Kick-Ass would be there. Do you guys agree with that, or?
I support it. I like Doom Patrol.
I could also see him in Marvel though, but I think I'd be more fun to see him in DC.
No.
All right. Do you guys want to go the opposite way then for the second round?
I actually had one for the both of you.
Ooh.
All right. So
Please.
straight from the pages of very indie label, what is it? Amalgam Comics.
Okay.
Where would Darkclaw end up? DC or Marvel, and why?
That's spicy.
Could go either way, really.
See, yeah, that could
Almost like it's 50-50. I don't know. But,
where would it be more entertaining to see him? That's the real question. I think it would be hilarious to see like the Trinity react to him. It's like you see Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman's kind of going like, what the hell are you? That's what I want to see. That's where like I'd probably read that book before I'd read a Marvel book where he's like teaming up with Hawkeye or something. That's where I would say. I'd say for the fun of the entertainment factor, DC, but Marvel's. It's in his blood, so he'd probably work with Marvel too.
Heck yeah. Mark, what are your thoughts?
I could see him on the Justice League too. I think he'd fit in with that as well.
And he can have his Robin, who is also just Jubilee.
Oh yeah,
It's just Jubilee in a Robin costume.
I forgot about that actually.
Yeah.
That's funny. I was trying to find a great picture of him, but Google's hating me right now. So
He is so over designed, and I love it.
oh shoot.
They're like we have to put every piece of Batman and every piece of Wolverine in this. It has to be in there. It's like, all right, buddy. All right, so I guess I'll give you one then, John.
Yeah. Sorry.
Unless you want to go the counterclockwise.
You should absolutely give Mark one.
Okay. All right, Mark. How about I give you? I want to tease your brain on this one a little bit. Where would you put Rick Grimes?
Oh wow! Again, could go either way.
Yeah.
Huh. I think I like him a little more with DC just for a little more grit. I could definitely see him at DC. I could definitely see, since him being human, I could see him in Batman, patrolling Gotham. But at the same time, it would be fun to see like Rick Grimes and the Green Lantern Corps team up in something just wild. Would be like taking down zombies, like do a Blackest Night type.
Oh my
vibe.
God, that would be insane.
And Rick Grimes gets a power ring.
Oh yeah, now that's a question. What power ring would Rick Grimes get?
Man, almost I'd have to say Green. He's just got strong willpower.
Yeah, I also think he'd be a great Blue Lantern though, because
Very
he
virtuous.
always, like, even in the worst things, he was very like he still had hope for humanity.
Yeah.
Like he was like cynical and jaded, but he was all for the survival of humanity. He was very hopeful, very sadistically hopeful, but hopeful.
So him and Saint Walker in a team up.
And then Negan can be a Red Lantern.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I'd throw like a character that has no business being in superheroes in there.
Yeah, I like that though. That was cool.
So Mark, throw one to Mr. John.
Oh man, let's see here. Where could you see Hellboy? Yeah.
Oh,
I know that. I know exactly.
Really, what's my answer?
Well, I'm not saying your answer.
So I really want to challenge myself here to come up with a DC solution for that, but we all know Marvel's got the 7 layers of hello plus more. So I feel like Marvel for sure, but I would have to do it in the strict vein of like the Midnight Suns kind of stuff.
Ooh,
The
yeah.
spooky side of things. We don't have time for the X-Men or the Avengers or any of that. So
I like that.
Couldn't disagree more.
Yep.
he would just like Hellboy would be in DC because he would just take Blue Devil's spot. Blue Devil would just disappear, and then he's perfect for DC because I don't know, man. He's a DC.
He's
boy.
more gritty, and I like him at DC, but I also liked the Midnight.
Can't you think
Suns
about like a
and-
dope Vertigo book with Hellboy in it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Constantine.
I
Yeah.
can see that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sick. And he was in the Injustice video game. So, I mean, he messed with the characters at least a little bit. But it would be pretty cool to see like Hellboy like deal with Spider-Man and go like, "What are you doing? How about I just shoot you with my shotgun?" It'd be pretty fun.
I don't know. I like picture him going up against the Thing from Fantastic Four with his
Oh,
big
yeah.
arm.
Yeah, that would be cool too.
It'd be amazing.
Yeah.
I would live for that one.
Mm. I have not read enough Hellboy. I need to do that.
What a good miniseries.
No.
Mhm. I have a mini series of him where he's going against what I believe is called the Crooked Man.
Okay.
I have no idea who that is. I bought that book like 7 years ago. I have not read it yet.
Mm.
Chad, Ghost Rider, and Hellboy. That's awesome.
That would be pretty sick. Yeah, all right, yeah. All right, yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, like him in the Midnight Suns. Me and Chad were talking about Spawn
Mm.
and where he would go. And I would say, even though that Marvel already has their Spawn, which is Ghost Rider, how awesome would that be to have him in the Marvel universe? Like, you wouldn't even need the Midnight Suns because you just have Spawn and he would handle it because he's Spawn.
Spawn is amazing.
Yeah.
I don't actively collect it, but when I was at Rainbow, and we would see those covers just month after month, it blows my mind. And it's not even just the main series, but the King Spawn, the Western Spawn,
Gunslinger Spawn,
whatever it is. Yeah, like those covers were fantastic.
Mhm.
Like artwork, the quality, and I love that the fans that follow that get something really cool. That was awesome.
Where are we at in the rotation right now? I forgot.
I just handed it over to John.
Yeah.
Okay.
John would go to Sam.
Gotcha.
Ooh, all right. One more for you, Sam.
Yep.
Oh, I
Ooh,
got a
tricky
stretch
one.
here. Yeah, I'm trying. There was one I wish that had a comic book and didn't, and I'm really disappointed. But I'm trying to think. I'm gonna. Yeah, this is a good universal one. So I fell in love with the horror books from this imprint. So our good friend Archie, Marvel or DC?
Archie, what's his last name?
Andrews.
Okay, thank you. I was like, I was like, wait, what is his last name? Archie.
He's teamed up with the Punisher before. I know that.
Yeah,
And I think he's done some DC stuff too.
He's
I
taking
would
on
say
everybody.
I would say he's Marvel because I think he would have like some weird like comic book where he just teams up with a random hero. Like he would be the Marvel 2-in-1 character where it's like, what is Archie gonna do? Oh, looks like he ran into Kamala Khan. What hijinks will happen next? Like kind of thing.
Only if the text indicates that shoulder wiggle thing that you were doing.
Well, this. Or like, couldn't you see that? Like, where he's like, or he ends up just hanging out with Galactus all randomly. It's just like he becomes a Galactus's herald for a minute, and he's just like, well, I can't choose what planet for him to eat. Do I choose this, like Veronica planet, or think of a funny pun for them? And Betty planet, I don't know. And Galactus just gets bored and leaves him. I want to read that comic now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I would say he goes to Marvel and he's like a comedy character for them.
Mm.
He'd be like their ambush bug or what Deadpool used to be.
Well, cool.
But yeah, that kind of does the unless I think 2 is good enough as it is.
It's very thought provoking though. We should do that again in the future.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun one.
I know Tom would have some fun ones too. Shout out to Tom. He couldn't be here tonight, you guys, but
He'd probably pull out some like deep cuts.
Yeah,
I love that. Yeah, like it was just some these things I think about when I'm just futzing around at work. So I guess let's get into some books then, gentlemen.
before we do that, I just wanted to just give a shout out really quick to Mr. Tom as well. Sam and I had a chance to go over to Casa de Tom and do some green screen magic. So it's all going to come together soon. Mark did his a month ago, I think.
Yeah,
so he was literally the first one done. We are working on a new intro for our show, and I am so excited to see this come together. But yeah, I just had to give a shout out to Tom because that was a lot of fun.
It was.
And Mark, wait till you see ours because Sam did awesome, and I just was tripping over myself. One take, I literally almost tripped because of the roll of the fabric.
But it was you did something cool with it though. I thought it was nice.
So, but let's definitely talk about some books.
Awesome. I suppose I'll go first then. What should I start with? I shall start with. I'm going to just start with the one I already showed. Zorro, Man of the Dead, issue 2. This is by Sean Gordon Murphy and Simon Goff. I believe that's how you say that. This is just flat out fantastic. Like if you love Sean Gordon Murphy art, this is just more of that. It's amazing. It's a cool pulpy character that predates comic books. And like is one of the big inspirations for one of the biggest superheroes ever to exist in Batman. And frankly, it's really cool that they made a modern interpretation of what Zorro could be nowadays. And it's very cool. It's got the style of a classic Zorro story, but with all the trappings of like a more modern tale of it. And it makes you actually think a man with a rapier and a horse could take down a drug cartel. And it's really cool. It's just really well done. I can't wait to dig into this new one because I don't know. Zorro's just awesome right now. Can't have no complaints.
Heck yeah.
Mark, what you got?
Oh man, I gotta keep going with all the Energon stuff. I'm loving this stuff so much. This cover, this comic, it's just feeds my soul. I love this so much. Cobra Commander, he's on a mission to find, the Energon source for its power, and that leads him into the Dreadnoks, and he has just like an altercation with them. It's amazing. I love how this is I grew up with the 80s cartoon, which was it was awesome, but it was more goofy, and a lot of like your villains were more buffoonish, but they're not like that here. They're like savage and just like brutal, and it's just such a good time. I'm loving everything from this series, and this comic is just amazing. 6 out of 6 beers. I love this so much.
All right.
Does the story intersect with the Duke book?
Yes.
So like Duke is in this book, or maybe like
you hear it affects what's going on in this book, but like if you look at even like Duke issue number 1, it's got Starscream as the jet that's up in like the corner of issue number 1 because it's tying in with Transformers right now. So these books all talk to each other. Void Rivals, Cobra Commander, Duke, they all are tied in with each other. And they're all, in my opinion, well worth your money and your time getting. Phenomenal.
That's awesome. Is the Thundercats book in this?
No, but if you love all those, even though that has nothing to do with them, I highly recommend getting Thundercats. If you
okay, I just didn't know if that was already also in the universe or not.
No, that's all. Dynamite
love all the 80s stuff in there.
Oh yeah.
So, Mark, right when you were gushing about that, it made me think about that Dr. Mindbender you sent me.
Pull that up, man. If you know where it's at.
I don't want to get banned from Facebook, but it was pretty fire.
Mindbender?
Oh yeah, I think it was in our group window, man. But no,
I
it
think
was
I tagged you in it when it was online. I'll have to find that
it was
again.
fantastic. I was like, oh my gosh. And also I had a really important question. Sam, I noticed Mark dropped the beer rating just now, so 6 out of 6
yeah.
beers, right? So if we were to bootleg that, what would it be?
6 out of 6 apple juices.
Oof.
I
Okay.
don't know.
All right.
6 out of 6 like Rolling Rocks. I don't know.
We have a comic book look at home. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
The most like water beer ever, Rolling Rock, or I don't know.
Oof. Just catching up on comments really quick here. Chad was just lifting up some kind of what if things. Darth Vader, where would he fit in? I don't think Marvel would ever publish Darth Vader.
I didn't even know how to take that for a minute.
I don't have an answer to that. Vegeta, I definitely don't have an answer to that. I think he'd have to be DC. Marvel has its own heavy hitters / Superman spinoffs too. So really, either
Vader
one.
and Doctor Doom teaming up would be amazing.
Yeah,
that would be okay. Yeah, give me that book. I need that.
Yeah.
Vegeta, I think, would just scoff at both those universes and blow them up.
Yeah, and
he'd
no
just
doubt
be
of it.
like, you were all beneath me. Where's Goku? I want to fight him.
Chad brought up something really cool. I actually saw the same thing. I heard in season 3 of Transformers, Cobra Commander was in the show for an episode. There was actually a video I encountered where there was a kind of a hired mercenary from the Decepticons to steal the essence or the soul of the Transformers from their metal bodies and put them into humans. And that person had the mirror-like face and had a coat, and he had blue stuff showing, but it was under a big trench coat. So it was almost like a Carmen Sandiego kind of vibe, but with like, obviously it's Cobra Commander. And then at the end, there was like a mention, I believe, to Cobra, like a reference too. So that is kind of crazy that they're kind of looking at doing some crossovers or Easter eggs like that long ago. But so yeah, good call out. I like that.
Most definitely.
So in terms of books, I actually only have one thing to say, and I have to save it for the end of the episode. So I'm going to give you guys another round or two, and then I'll jump in.
All right. We'll do this one next. Wonder Woman 8 had come out, and I know I'm kind of known around there as kind of a shill for Mr. Tom King, but God damn, I just really love his writing. I don't know what to say anymore. I just enjoy his writing. I love his stories. He really does a very interesting Wonder Woman tale. This is one that could like make some people pretty angry. It has controversial things to it, but it's also just a very like intriguing read to put it. And the storyline they're doing with it is something I didn't think they would do with the Amazons, because it's kind of an interesting way to do that. But it's how he puts it in like the government espionage and the layers upon layers of shadow government kind of things within the story here, and it's a very interesting thing. It's like it's very topical to like nowadays types of things. Okay. The villain in it is interesting. I don't think the villain will stay after this arc or like this run of him, because I don't think this is like a villain that sticks around. I would call this like a Gore the God Butcher villain, where it's like, I'm here for the one thing and you're gonna love that thing and I'm gone, kind of thing. And it's a bit like hyperbolic to call him the same as Gore now.
Yeah.
But I see that he has the potential to be that type of villain. I really enjoyed the series. Very fun. I think he has a great voice for Diana. And the last issue actually had, did I say 8? This is number 6. My bad, everybody.
The future.
The last issue had answered a lot of the questions on like, where are all the other Wonder characters? Where's Yara? Where's Cassie? Where's Donna? It's like, and that answered that. And so in a really cool way, where it shows Diana cares about the people she loves, but the people are like damn you, Diana, let us help you, which is really awesome. And it's put under like a narration about from the bad guy just spewing poison at you. And it's just really well done. And I can't wait to dig my hands into this one myself.
It's a great cover, is that, with her bulletproof
I
bracelet.
know, right?
Yeah.
And this would be 5 out of 6 apple juices.
Oof. Okay. Sam, now at a comic book look, things, get a little spicy sometimes. That was the most vague comic book review I've ever heard you do ever. So
Well,
you're dancing around something.
Yeah.
Is it a spoiler or is it a theme in the book that you
I just don't want to ruin the story. I just think,
all right. I was trying to understand because I'm like, what are you saying right now?
Well, like there's a lot. It involves a lot of government espionage, and and media, portraying things, and narrative spinning and stuff like that, and why certain people are chosen to be segregated from others, types of things like that. If you
did she drop the F-bomb or what?
No.
What's the big deal here?
Rated T for teen comic, man. It's just it deals in subjects that I think Wonder Woman should deal in.
Yeah.
But trying to keep a family-friendly show here, man.
Okay, that's really not our brand, but okay.
Was it so? Tom King was in the CIA. Do you see some of that influence in what he's doing right now?
I would say, I guess my uneducated eyes about CIA would be. I would probably say more of like his Sheriff of Baghdad story might be a bit more into that, like from way back when.
Yeah.
But this does hit on on military on military etiquette sometimes, and on having superiors. It messes with Amanda Waller in it because she's in everything DC right now. It messes with classic Wonder Woman lore, but also dabbling in this newer stuff. There's an issue a couple of ones back where actually really maybe made me move a little bit, maybe where it was a little boy who's dying of a uncertain disease, asked to see Wonder Woman go on an adventure with her, and he goes, I want to go see Themyscira. And it's like, you're a boy, and all right, and not really loved there right now.
Yeah.
That's why she can't go home. It's like home doesn't even want her right now. She goes there, and they're like, you brought a boy here, and you're not even allowed. And she goes, I'm Wonder Woman, bitch, deal with it.
Boom.
And so she just has a wonderful little adventure with this guy, and the kid goes, Miss Wonder Woman, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm not supposed to like you. I'm a boy. I'm supposed to like Batman and Superman. But people make fun of me all the time, and I'm just like, oh, little boy. It made me pretty sad, actually, And she was the best. You can love whatever you like. No one can tell you anything different. And I'm like, Diana. That was a couple issues ago, but it was really well done. So, I love this Wonder Woman run. I've talked about it for 10 minutes now. So it's
very good.
It's really well done. I can't say anything but good things about it right now.
Okay. Yeah, you had me worried for a second. Though. I'm like, geez, is she out shooting people?
No, she's just, she's dealing with a lot of stuff is what I can say.
That's cool. Mock.
Right on. Still, we're talking about strong female superheroes. This is Snake Eyes. And I can't remember her actual name because I've not been real familiar with her. I remember a couple of years ago when she was introduced, there was a female Snake Eyes that came out. And this is me just getting familiar with her. Of course, the original Snake Eyes is been resurrected, I think, within the last couple of years. He's in the story as well. But they're not doing away with her. And she was actually really cool in this. She was actually a clone of Snake Eyes that Dr. Mindbender had cloned and was going to try to use for Cobra, but she ended up turning good. And her parents are still working for Cobra, if I understood correctly, but really enjoyed just getting to see her just kick butt in this issue right here. It's another phenomenal issue. Cobra just making moves in the background and trying to just put their footprint on the world while G.I. Joe rising up against them.
I didn't know there was a female Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Is she also silent?
No, she does speak. And actually, Snake Eyes is speaking now too, and I don't know.
What?
I only jumped on to this when it started doing all the Energon stuff around 300.
Mm.
So I'm getting familiar with a lot of lore from the comic.
I don't know nothing about GI Joe, man. I feel kind of bad because everybody's like enjoying these stories, and I'm just going like, I saw the second movie.
And that's cool. But this is perfect time to be jumping in with all this stuff going on right now.
Heck yeah.
If-
It seems it's kind of like X-Men right now, where it's like, what of these one books should I read? Is it Avoid Rivals? Is it Duke? Is it
you do need to be reading all of it. You could pass, but you'd really miss out on like the beauty of it all if you're not getting all of them.
Well, how about this, Mark? What's the one? If I had to read one, what's the one I should read?
Cobra Commander.
Cobra Commander?
Yeah, you could just jump in and just enjoy that for what it is. It's so just
Okay.
He's ruthless in it.
And
it's so well done. Or God, Transformers is so freaking good too, dude. It's tough, man. Transformers is really just.
I do love Daniel Warren Johnson.
Yes.
So I mean that's what I've jumped towards. But since you said Cobra Commander 1, next week I'll buy the first issue if it's available, and I'll read it and I'll tell you what I think. How about that?
Man. And be honest, if you're like, man, Mark's crazy, this isn't. I'd rather you're honest.
A good villain book is always fun.
Yes, and Joshua Williamson, who writes a lot of DC.
Okay, well then I'll probably love it. Okay.
Yeah, he's killing it.
Awesome.
But the action in Transformers and just the heart in Transformers is just top notch as well.
John, do you have your? Do you want to go now?
I do. All right, so I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this one, and it's understandable and it's merited. But the reason why I don't have a specific book tonight to talk about is because it appears that I might owe an apology to the nation of Krakoa. I kid you not, I have half a short box. I posted a picture of it in a comic book social media groups. I had half a short box of X-Men titles up until current to read. Like, I have just now arrived at the Hellfire Gala from last year, like right before we came on the show. So I've been reading about 10 to 12 issues a day. So I couldn't even tell you what series I'm liking or not liking because it's just all like, let's make an Uber smoothie and throw it all in together. And here we go. Because Wolverine is more so about the Beast than it is about Wolverine. And Wolverine's way over here. X-Force is doing 2 adventures simultaneously. Omega Red's dead. He's alive, you know.
It really doesn't benefit a reader. Yeah, it doesn't really benefit a reader to read anything else unless you're reading X-Men.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, I've been reading them all. I went through and put them all in order, but I'm reading them in the reading order, so now they're all out of order as I read them again, which is fine. But I am really excited to check out the Hellfire Gala and then get to some of this current offering stuff, including Alpha Flight, which I have not read yet. I've been holding off on that until I read this darn Gala. So I think in the next week or so, I will be mostly done with all of the new stuff, which is very exciting for me because I can file it all, and then it's on to cleaning up some of this stuff. And you should see my living room; it's really bad. But
get bad before it gets good, right?
Yes. So I apologize. I don't have any specific books to lift up. I will say that there were some offerings from before the fall. The one shots like the Heirs of Apocalypse was the sharp one, where it explained more of his origin and his kiddos and his wife. That was a lot of fun. And then I really am digging kind of that Sinister, the 4-pack of them with the different card suites on their heads. I get a kick out of that too. So I don't know. It's good fun. Are they all awesome? No, there's definitely some dogs in there, but some of the series that I was actually hating on originally, they kind of grew on me. I don't know. It's really weird. So overall, I was entertained.
What one grew on you?
The one that I really hated, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna stop collecting this, was that New Mutants Lethal Legion 5-issue run. But then as I was reading it more, I'm like, you know, there's some cool characters in here, some cool moments. I love Wolfsbane, and I love Danny Moonstar, and so seeing them in kind of more of a leadership role, it's kind of cool. Karma's in there too, so giving us that New Mutants charm. Some of the newer characters, it's give or take with them. But for me, it's all about following some of the characters that I grew up with. So your old New Mutants and your X-Force and all that. So. But yeah, that is my only thing I had to lift up tonight because I have been submerged like you wouldn't believe, where I just am like book. Like I just read. So I can sit for about 3 to 4 hours and just crush it. It's been fun.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Mark, do you have another book? Do you want to do one more book each then, maybe?
Yeah, I haven't read this one, but I just wanted to lift this one up. I think we can all agree. This came out today, Haunted House: A Love Story, issue number 4.
Mhm.
Who knew houses needed love? It's all right here, folks. But I've been loving this series. Awesome guy from when we interviewed him. So
Most
highly recommend
definitely.
this series.
Can't deny that is a fantastic read.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I suppose for mine, I'm gonna go with something different. That's what I'm gonna do. So this book is actually a back issue that I came across a while back, and since I earned a little extra scratch doing a little film shoot, I just said, screw it, I'm gonna clean out some of my box out. And so I found this, The Traveler, issue 3, but I have the other ones. This really, what intrigues me about it, I have no knowledge about this series. I'm going to read this, and maybe I'll tell you guys a little later what I like about it. But it's got the names Stan Lee and Mark Waid on it. And I'm just like, those are 2 very prominent names, and I like those names. What on earth are they doing on a Boom book? And I had no idea, and the covers looked mildly interesting. Like here's the cover to this one right here. Like who is this character? I don't know. They kind of look like a cross between Hourman and Moon Knight. Just very like, I'm intrigued to see what happens with this, and I'll have to let you guys know. But sometimes when you get a little extra coin, you got to clear out that box, get some, and there's no greater feeling when you do it.
That's right.
Because then you can add more things in it.
What
But
year
yeah,
did
that's
that
all.
come out?
What's that?
Like, does it say what year that came out anywhere that you can see without having to?
2011.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, I have no idea when this. Like, I'm pretty sure I thought Stan was pretty much done writing comic books in like 2001 or something, because he wrote like a few last minute Fantastic Four stories, but like after like maybe 2005, I thought he was like, I ain't doing no more comics, guys. Calm down. So yeah, I was just surprised to see his name on it. Maybe it's just kind of like Stan Lee approves, maybe, but
Yeah.
I'll see what it is. That's kind of the beauty of the mystery with this one. But yeah, that's all I have for today. Is there anything you guys would like to promote at all? Johnny, you always got something to promote.
I do. First of all, I actually have a couple. First of all, Mark has been on the grind again. Fat Stack of Comics seems to be kind of sprouting up from the earth and doing its little thing. So check Mark out on YouTube, and if you need a Facebook link to follow, I need to actually share the most recent one. I believe we shared one other one though in a comic book look group on Facebook. And then I believe on X as well, Twitter. X gonna give it to you. But
yeah. Legitimately used X. It's finally happening. People are just saying X now.
Yeah.
I know. I'm trying to get better. It's terrible. But kudos to you, Mark, because yeah, I used to live the life that Sam does now, where you do stream and then another stream like a couple hours later, and you're like, So I completely get it. But I love that you find enjoyment in doing that, and you do such a good job. So
thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And thank you for being here too.
Oh yeah.
And then the only other thing I will lift up is that darn Bamboo Panel Studios Ashcan issue. It's way over here. That's why. So we are so excited to finally have something in print. I know Starfighter Comics in Sioux City has a few. If they're not sold out already, I don't know. And then for anyone that happens to be in the Washington State area, not this weekend, but next weekend, Ashley is our artist. She will actually be selling another 50 of these at Emerald City Comic Con.
Beautiful state.
So we are very excited about that opportunity too. But more to come this year from us. It's going to be a great time. We have 2 books. One is literally nearing the finish line in terms of all the art, and then we just have to do the lettering and then get it off to the printer, rinse, repeat for the second one that Sam's a part of. And it's coming together very, very nicely. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I just saw John's right arm today. We bought some books, and he says the things are going are going Godspeed now with it, which is very exciting. A little anxiety coming in because like the things are getting pretty real now.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, they're like I'm gonna have to talk to an artist, and like he's gonna like ask me questions, and oh no, it's gonna be a whole lot. But I'm so excited. I can't wait. From the stuff I've already seen, I just can't believe I'm a part of this opportunity.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be so great.
Chad definitely got the Ashcan issue. Chad actually technically bought the very first one because we had that SuperCon cosplay event. Chad marches on in and is like, dude, I want a book. And I'm like,
where's the Ashcan at?
So that was pretty cool. But yeah, no, we're really excited about it, you guys, and just being able to take something from joking about it over breakfast to we have a team now and we're making things happen. It's kind of crazy, but it's coming together nicely. So we're really excited about that, and we have a couple of other fun things in store this year too that we're working on. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So, well, unless you guys have anything else to say, I will attempt to end the show how I remember it. All right. So first, we're going to shout out everybody's handles here. I am Noelman12. If you so desire, I am on TikTok. I make videos doing a graphic novel challenge right now where I try to read every one of my graphic novels. I have over 300 of them, and I'm only at number 9. So we're getting there. So Noelman12 there. We have John on Demand at John on Demand. You can find him on all the things. I think, is that your Twitter handle as well, or is your Twitter handle? That's Facebook as well, I believe. Am I right?
Yeah, you can find me.
Okay,
they know where to find me.
Yeah, you can also find him on Comics by Night, which you can find him on there, where you can find all the spooky, the horror, the horrific, all that stuff is going to be there. You can find him here as well, and then we also have at Mark C. Shelton. Did I get that right?
Yeah, Mark C. Shelton on pretty much any social media.
Hell yeah. He's got I haven't been on Twitter in about 3 months, but I imagine those tweets are fire. All right. So I believe Johnny does the thing where he says he tries to keep it comics, but before that, Mark's got to do his
bagging and boarding is never boring.
And then we hit the button, and then Johnny does a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Hopefully he does the little bit of this.
I'm going to let it roll for a second.